Welcome to the Pile on the Pylon podcast, everyone, where we love football and hate your opinion. Proud partners of the Pulse Podcast Network and Statement Games. You make the statements on the games. Discover the future of fantasy football at statementgames.com. I am your long-awaited host, Richard Bradshaw, on and off all the time because of my crazy work schedule and my boss not wanting to work around it. Joined always on this podcast, with or without me, is Donnie Druin.
Back to back.
Shut the hell up. Skylar Burkhart.
I don't want to talk about it.
And Austin Furzoko.
What up?
So we got a lot to talk about today. This is the college football edition of the Pile on Pylon podcast. Episodes come out every Wednesday, both a college and an NFL edition. Make sure you're subscribed to us on Spreaker, iTunes, any place you can think of to get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the PTP Podcast, and like us on Facebook, the Pile on Pylon podcast. In advance, excuse me, my allergies are really bad, so I'm going to be taking breaths like Skylar does.
But Richie, shouldn't they be following you next week for something special?
Oh, yes, of course. Heads up. Me and co-host Donnie Druin will be traveling to Mobile, Alabama. Sweet home Alabama.
I don't think I'm ready to go to like the deep south. I grew up in Kentucky and like that was okay, but like
Look,
he's hauled out of the world.
I don't like that this lamp is right in the way of me looking at Donnie. Anyways,
but now Austin,
there is real Southern hospitality, and it is just an absolute blast. We'll have to figure out some way to move that lamp during this podcast. You know what? That's
okay.
Can we move it there?
Okay.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you guys for listening to us move this lamp. Anyways, just make sure that you're following me and Donnie on Twitter. Donnie, are you still at Donnie Druin, or did you change it to Champagne Donnie on Twitter too?
At Donnie Druin for the time being. I think about the champagne part.
At Donnie Druin and at Richie Brads with a Z 36 on Twitter. We'll be keeping you guys posted all week, talking about highlights, players who stand out to us. We'll be conducting interviews, all sorts of good stuff. Until then, this is the college football edition. We got lots to talk about, and we're going to start right at the top with the college football playoff championship game and the absolute ass whipping that Clemson delivered to Alabama. I'm going to open the floor. Whoever wants to jump in and start us off.
I could not believe that was... I thought Clemson and Alabama was going to be down to the wire type of a game, or maybe even OT like it was last year. Did not see a 30-point whooping.
I think everybody got caught up in, excuse me, the Notre Dame first half against Clemson. They were a little bit worried that Tua would just run rampant. But from Alabama's first drive of the game, where they had that pick six, and Clemson took it all the way back, I think they established that, hey, we're not afraid of you. We've seen y'all 2 times. Round 3 is ours, and we're going to talk about him in a little bit. But Trevor Lawrence, my God, what a specimen of a football player!
My God, the dude is a god on the football field.
No, but I think everybody forgets Clemson can recruit extremely well.
They're always in the top 5.
Their defense.
Which is why I had a problem with Dabo post-game. I don't know if you guys caught his interview, but he was just like, yep, us little old Clemson, everybody doubting us. It's like, dude, you get 5-star recruits left and right. When have you been little old Clemson?
Yeah, but you got to also remember that they went into that game with the hype train of they're going up against the best college football team that college football has ever seen in Alabama.
Because of their quarterback.
And I see you guys, I think that's a conversation that we need to have while we're talking about this is I think more than anything, and this is something that I've come to realize, when we're talking about this Bama team being the greatest of all time, let's be honest, we're just caught up in the offense. This defense is nowhere near the caliber that we're used to seeing from Bama. Flashback a few years ago when they had 7, 8, 9 non-offensive touchdowns with Eddie Jackson and Mika Fitzpatrick just running all over the place. This defense wasn't nearly anything that we were used to seeing, but because of how good the offense was, we looked past it.
But the problem is that you still have playmakers on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, and totally.
No, that's the thing. When I guess you can call it not like a sluggish Alabama defense, but kind of like not up to the par that we were almost used to. But that's only because their offense was dropping 50, 60 points a game. The defense didn't need to show up on a week-to-week basis. And when they finally met their match, look what happened. I mean, Oklahoma put up, 40 on Bama?
In the second half.
Yeah, a 60-minute game.
Totally. But that game was out of hand.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it has something to do with their strength of schedule? Because I know they have, like, 3/4 of their schedule is against cakewalks, to say the least. You think maybe that plays into it not having not strict competition, but at least top 20, top 25 level talent teams?
Maybe, but whenever you're scheduling teams, like, for example, at the beginning of the year, whenever they played Louisville, maybe a year ago, whenever Lamar Jackson was on that team, that was a game. You can't. The problem with scheduling teams is that you can't do it just a year in advance. You have to set it up years prior. The year before this year, they played Florida State opening week. That was a huge game too.
Until Francois got injured.
Yeah, and until DeAndre Francois got injured. They go out of their way to try to schedule these games because now it matters. Now with the College Football Playoff Committee, it matters. People are paying attention to who you play. I'm okay with them playing cupcake teams because they still have to go through the gauntlet that is the SEC. And eventually, they will have to meet their match at some point down the road. So I don't put too much weight into that.
I mean, they only played quality teams wise. They played Georgia and LSU, and you can maybe throw. Did they play Florida?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
You played Georgia and LSU out of your 12 games in the regular season, and Georgia was in the playoff game,
And then
SEC championship.
Yep.
Well, and you were supposed to play a good Auburn team. That fell apart.
an underwhelming Mizzou team.
They're underwhelming every year, buddy.
Yeah, sorry to break this.
Everyone was talking about Drew Lock beginning of the season. I was just...
Drew Lock might end up being a first-round friggin' pick.
Yep.
He's still fundamentally sound. He's a good quarterback.
Hey, gun to all your guys' head. Who'd you rather bet your franchise on, Josh Allen or Drew Lock?
Drew Lock. Yeah, Drew Lock.
Oh, it's Josh Allen by a mile.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
I'll take a guy who can
You
hit
would take
5-yard
Josh
pass.
Allen over your own guy?
Yeah.
Look at that. Skylar's the only one with good perspective here.
I've been back and forth
kidding.
on... I've watched Drew Lock. I've read a lot of people that Ben Albright's pointed out some flaws in him, and he's inconsistent. He has the talent, but Josh Allen's just more complete at this point.
I think Josh Allen is way more incomplete than most quarterbacks coming into this draft class.
I'll go ahead and take an athlete who can win in multiple ways and a guy who sits in the pocket and can't complete passes.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Allen can't sit in the pocket and complete passes.
Do you not see the freaking arm he has, and he could just pinpoint it, throw it down the field, and
Pinpoint what?
Pinpoint what? What's he pinpoint? Dude can throw a 70-yard bomb. Phenomenal.
Who's he throwing to? Robert Foster? Zay Jones?
If he's not putting it in the place for them to catch it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he has Antonio Brown.
If he can't catch it, what does that help for his completion?
I'm pretty sure the
percentage?
Bills had the biggest drop rate of the season.
He couldn't do it He couldn't
Who?
hit the big ball consistently.
Did you say
in,
Bell?
No, the Bills had the biggest drop
I heard
rate.
Bell. I was like, what Bell? Joik?
We'll get to that later.
You see him go into his combine, though, where he's throwing on air, and I think he only hit 2 of the 5 long balls.
Oh, I'd be willing to pull up that tape and debate you on that.
He only hit 2 of the 5. And you told him just to throw it?
I don't.
You know he
I don't
can't
believe
throw it,
that at
though.
all.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, let's get back to conversation here. That was a lot of fun to bounce around. Welcome to Fourth Down and Tangents with Tony Curtis and Richard Bradshaw. That's a throwback right there. Trevor Lawrence, guys. First of all,
Wow.
let's start with, is this the greatest freshman season of any position, of any sport that we've ever seen? That's a hands-down
gotta
yes
be.
for me.
It's got to be.
You won a national championship. You weren't even starting for the first 4 games of the year. You were playing like every other quarter with Kelly Bryant.
Well, that's just it, though. You beat out an incumbent starter who went to the semis in the college football playoff.
And Kelly Bryant's not a joke at all.
Kelly Bryant is a very
yeah,
good
he's a
college
damn
quarterback.
good
He'll get drafted when he goes out, next year, because he's transferring to play.
Well, hopefully he decides to transfer and be a receiver at the NFL.
Did Adrian Peterson win a bowl game when he was rookie, or no?
He may have won a bowl game, but he damn sure didn't win a national championship or win the
We were saying rookies. I was like, that'd be the only person I can come to mind that maybe would compete with that.
There's very few freshmen, short of like Johnny Manziel's freshman
Even
year.
who's a redshirt.
Jake Fromm.
Yeah, exactly. Jake Fromm had a fantastic redshirt year.
Fromm had a great year.
Which is even more to him. And yes, Eason got injured. But even when Jacob Eason was healthy, he had a solid freshman year. He never saw the field because of what Fromm was doing. Fromm nearly won them a national championship.
Should have won them a national championship.
If not for a quarterback change at halftime, yeah.
And in a blowout.
Yeah, what was it, 28-6 at halftime?
Something like that. That's what caused him to make the switch to Tua. And Tua was going to transfer out if he didn't get put in.
And now the tables have turned.
And now
Jalen's transferring.
Probably, unfortunately.
No,
He's such a likable guy.
His name's in the transfer portal. Yeah.
Yep, it's in the transfer portal. There was another big name that's in the transfer portal, and I can't think about it right
I know
now.
who you're talking about.
Tate Martell. Thank
Ohio
you.
State, yeah.
He is such a frat boy.
What?
But I'm excited to see him.
You mean a smaller white quarterback that wears a bandana, who's a loudmouth? It's just a frat boy.
We're not talking about Trace McSorley. We're talking about Tate
Baker
Martell.
Mayfield.
But back to Lawrence.
Back off Baker, man.
Back to Lawrence, though. You said freshman season. Let's compare him to Andrew Luck. Who stacks up better as a prospect?
As a freshman, Trevor Lawrence.
As a freshman, it's Lawrence, but I'll tell you what. I would put Luck ahead of John Elway, and that's not just for the fact that I didn't get to see Elway in college. It's a fact that I have read and looked at stats, and film's very hard to find of Elway in college.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I saw Andrew Luck in college. Andrew Luck was incredible. I'm really looking forward to see if Lawrence can outperform him because he's already known as the prodigy. Mm-hmm. He's not Sunshine anymore. He's the prodigy.
Well, he's already got something more than Luck does, and that's a college football national championship.
And the first ever 15-0 season in college football history.
You know what?
Division I school.
You know what's sad? That Stanford came to ASU, and I watched the game when Luck was the quarterback, and I was at ASU. I didn't even think about Andrew Luck at that time. I wasn't really into college football, and I take it for granted every day now because I probably watched him throw a great game, and I wasn't really paying attention to it.
You can count on one hand how many times Andrew Luck had a bad hand in college. Yeah. Bad game, excuse me.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have to go right now, Lawrence, just because of what he's done, and I don't think Luck was as phenomenal his freshman year. I think overall, though, I'd still go Andrew Luck. I mean, Luck was the LeBron James of football prospects coming out, and he still is.
And I have Trevor Lawrence, who's the LeBron James.
Yeah,
who's the LeBron James 2.0.
I definitely want to see what Lawrence can do in year two, because it's like, hey, you went undefeated, you won a national championship, let's see you defend it. Let's see you get better. Let's see you work on the smaller things.
You're not working to take the job from a senior now. You are the guy.
Right, and it's not like Clemson's only going to take like 2 or 3 star kids. They're still bringing in 4 or 5 star quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably get one of the top 5 QBs in the next draft class, next recruiting class.
Well, they just had one transfer, Hunter something. I can't think of his last name.
Renfro.
No, not quite.
But he's been there for like 17 years.
Hey, man, that's Dr. Renfro to you. With the way he's playing college right now, he might as well just go for his doctorate.
Hey, watch out for Spencer Rattler the next couple of years at Oklahoma.
True, Oklahoma, yeah.
I think he can do really.
Is he going to start his freshman year?
I think they're going to give him a chance to compete.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see if Jalen Hurts ends up going there. Hopefully he doesn't. He's not going to run that system nearly as well.
Can't throw the football.
Hey, man. No one asked you to take a shot at him for no reason.
I like Jalen. Don't get me wrong.
I love Jalen as a person. I love Jalen as a running back. I don't love him as a quarterback, though.
Now, question for you guys, since we're talking about the national title game, and it's a little off topic. Tua now in the bigger stage games, Georgia, in the SEC championship game, did not play well.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Let's not sugarcoat it. And then now you go in and play against Clemson, and he played awful.
I texted you about that. Remember, I think we were texting about that like during that week and said like in the big games he wasn't showing up.
Yeah, he made absolutely ridiculous decisions that you didn't see him make at all season. Is Tua not that clutch of a QB as we thought? Because he came in last year's championship game and lit it up, and then the 2 biggest games of the season he's been lukewarm at best.
Clutch, no. Richie, I'll let you go.
No, you're good.
Clutch, no, but he's still one of the top quarterback prospects going into next year's
But
draft.
how much does that hurt him?
Never said anything about his prospects.
No.
He looks great against the majority of the games that he plays. But the 2 biggest games were his 2 worst games.
We can't forget that Tua's been banged up with an ankle injury all year long, and no point has he been able to fully recover from that.
But the decision making is...
That's what I was going to point out. It's not really that he's just making bad throws, it's bad decisions.
So I think Tua, at least in his college career at Alabama, hasn't had to face a lot of adversity. He's played with house money a lot of the time. If he would have lost that national championship game, hey, kid, you came in down 28-6. Don't worry about it. This isn't on you. Okay?
Yeah, no.
So he leads Alabama back. He wins the national title. Huzzah! He wins the title as a freshman. This year, he's up until the final 2 games, he's been phenomenal. Outstanding. He was the runaway candidate for the Heisman Memorial Trophy. And the reason he didn't get it was because of that very game against Georgia.
Well,
let's not kid ourselves.
He didn't throw passes in the fourth quarter until he played against Georgia.
We also give out the Heisman Trophy before the most important games of the season.
Very true. So, with Tua not being able to see a lot of adversity, when he gets hit in the mouth by a Oklahoma, by a Georgia, by a Clemson, you can't really blame him for not knowing how to react. Because it wasn't only Alabama. It wasn't only him. It was the whole team.
Agreed.
And I will say, though, I like Tua a lot, but he needs to learn when and when not to throw the hero ball. Because a lot of the interceptions he threw in those 2 big games, he was trying to make a play because Alabama was down and they needed a spark. That's not how you do it.
You let someone else be the spark.
One thing I'll say is he came in, I believe Bama threw a pick 6 to start, didn't they not?
And championship game?
Yeah.
Yeah, their first drive.
But then the next drive, he came in right over the top and hit a 62-yard touchdown, and then came in again and tried to hit that same long ball again and got picked off.
Yeah. No, it's a great point.
Yeah. Just because it works once doesn't mean it works every time.
No, definitely not.
It also doesn't help, and this isn't me defending him at this point, but we all know that Alabama's coaching staff is constantly turmoil and being refreshed.
Well, look, Sarkisian's going back there again.
I'll drink to that.
I thought Sarkisian did a really good song.
Nobody's going to laugh.
I get the joke.
Thank you,
Austin. Good job.
Thank you.
Team of solo cup players.
You certainly made an interesting point there, Mr. Druin.
But no, I think, too, he's a great quarterback. But kind of touching on my point, he just needs to know when to not throw and throw the hero ball. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, you also got to remember it was his true freshman season, too.
Yeah.
But that's what I was just going to... I just thought it'd be a point to talk about.
I think it's a good point.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal point.
We'll talk about it again next year.
Let's go ahead and turn over to some NFL draft talk. Mainly just talking the college football landscape of this, not the NFL impact. Lots of underclassmen declared this year. I believe 130 some, which, again, was another record. And we're going to have to talk about who decided to declare and who decided to come back, whether or not it was a good decision or not. Let's start. Biggest surprise for you guys. Whoever wants the floor can take it.
I'll take it.
Go for it.
Kyler Murray.
Oh, you son of a...
I think that was everyone's answer.
Yeah,
what was everybody's answer? Okay, I'll just kind of start it off and everybody can chime in, whatever. A couple months ago, Richie didn't think that Kyler Murray was a quarterback capable of playing in the National Football League.
He's not alone.
I know, but
I also didn't think he was a good college player.
No,
I will own that to the day I die.
But the thing is, I hate whenever people think you have to be married to your opinions. Those can change. So like, completely good on you for accepting that and kind of seeing what Kyler actually is.
For what it's worth, I was wrong on Devontae Adams too, Austin. Anyways,
I didn't know you
you're good. This dude signed a baseball contract. He was drafted
$7 million by the Oakland A's, 6th or 7th overall,
and 8th overall, and a $4.66 million signing bonus that he still has.
He will have to pay that back if he does not show up for spring training.
I will let you guys know a fun fact. Did you know that he's still technically not fully declared?
Oh no, he can still pull out anytime.
Yeah.
Well,
that is great advice for all the boys that are listening to this podcast.
You guys are bad. No, they had an additional 72 hours after he declared to negotiate that contract with the A's.
Really?
Yep. So he technically has until, if my clock is correct, to Thursday.
Because I know Sunday, before he declared, both the A's and the MLB had like a meeting with him.
Like a lot of big MLB names.
Trying to sway him to go play baseball.
At this point, everyone knows who Kyler Murray is.
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball landscape was completely torn apart by this. And Murray has all the leverage in the world. At the end of the day, even if the Cardinals don't do it, I would tell you a lot of teams are going to be calling about that number 1 pick.
Oh, yeah.
If the Giants are smart.
Yeah, we will. We'll save that for the NFL edition of the podcast. And like I mentioned earlier, Pile on the Pile On podcast is episodes that come out every Wednesday.
Two things I'll say about Kyler Murray. First off, he's going to make a lot more money up front in the NFL. I was reading a comment by a guy saying that he could hit free agency twice in the NFL by the time he made it to the major leagues. And then two, the second thing I'm going to say is the MLB, totally off topic from the podcast, is actually screwing themselves by doing this. Because you just said you just approved a waiving of your minimum rookie pay scale for Kyler Murray. Now, anybody who's taken in the top 10, I want that waived and I want a big league contract.
True.
I think they just opened up the biggest can of worms they possibly could have done.
The bright side is you don't have cap space in Major League Baseball. You just have a luxury tax.
Yeah.
But maybe this is what Major League Baseball needs.
Yeah.
Is more young talent getting to the pros
quicker,
sooner,
getting to the show faster. Yeah. Major League Baseball is often declared as like the most boring sport to watch, right next to golf.
Well, how often do you see, the thing that bothers me, how often do you see like 2 or 3 good prospects traded for one of the best players in the bigs, and then those prospects never play
burn
in the
out
bigs?
All the time.
Ask the Diamondbacks about all of their big name trades. Yeah. By the way, for what it's worth, how often do we talk about Mike Trout as one of the best athletes in sports right now? As great as Mike Trout is, baseball does not do a good enough job getting his name out there.
No, they talk about Bryce Harper a hell of a lot more.
Dude, Harper's great in his own right, but Trout is trending towards one of the greats of all time.
Yeah, he's the best player in the majors right now.
By a lot. And he's almost 30 years old, and I would take him number 1 overall every single time.
Mm-hmm. So Kyler Murray was everybody's biggest.
Bring him back to the conversation.
No, you're good. I thought I was going to catch this. I thought I was going to catch y'all slipping. I guess not, though.
I think everyone kind of had him highlighted.
Boo.
I don't really have a shock, and the reason why I want to say that is because a lot of these guys are kind of capitalizing on the fact that this is a very weak draft class. So, thankfully, my guy John Ledyard uploaded a article on the Draft Network highlighting
phenomenal stuff on the Draft Network.
We're going to be drinking with like all of them.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff on the Draft Network.
Love them. I'm going to introduce you to my guy Brad Kelly, who I met last year.
Follow him on Twitter, man. I'll shoot him a DM.
An awesome guy. He can hold his beer too.
Hey, we'll see, man.
Who was it that tore their ACL though?
Oh, you're thinking of Rodney Anderson, running back.
That's a blow.
So that's a good point to bring up. And the thing I was going to touch on with these running backs, because I'm looking through this list and a lot of it's like, but at the same time, if you're a running back, get out of college as soon as you can. Get your money, and you need to realize that running backs have a short shelf life.
Very short.
So when I look at this list and I look at guys like Elijah Holyfield, Travion Williams, Jordan Scarlett, Mike Weber, Benny Snell, Devin Singletary, Justice Hill, Darrell Henderson, there's a lot of running backs that are like maybe day 3 picks here, but we see a lot of day 3 picks or undrafted free agents like Philip Lindsay come into the league and have great careers. Even just great 2 or 3 seasons and then get paid.
Yep.
So props to almost all of these running backs who declared. Definitely taking a little off guard with Ronnie Anderson because he's been injured every single year of his career. But go get your money.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
100%.
And my man Josh Jacobs from Alabama declared as well. So he's
super hype for him.
He's looking to.
He's going to be the first running back taken.
Not going to lie, I'm kind of pissed that it's not going to be Damian Harris, the other Alabama running back who everyone sleeps on. Fun fact, again, Damian Harris, who played 4 years at Alabama, will leave the Crimson Tide with less than 500 career carries. There is so much tread on his tires, and he's such a good back. some team's going to nab him at the end of the first, top of the second, and they're going to get themselves a bell cow. That dude runs with authority.
Yeah.
Love him. I would love for Baltimore to snatch him in the first round. If they took him at pick 22, I wouldn't be upset. Honestly.
Do you think Jacobs is gone by 22?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't.
If Jacobs is there, do you take Jacobs to go with Lamar Jackson?
I think Jacobs would be there at 22. I do.
I'm not going to lie. The pick has to be N'Keal Harry. Please.
I saw that in your mock draft. Did it on Twitter.
I'm not going to lie. You pull up any mock draft right now, and majority of them are going to have N'Keal Harry to the Ravens.
Can I be honest?
Good.
Mock drafts before free agency drives me nuts.
Yes, but they are a lot of fun.
They're fun for the people who write them, but you're just like, you know that team's going to go after.
Is it Mel Kiper that does like one every week or something?
Mel Kiper's an idiot. Don't read any.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Isn't he the one?
Todd!
Mel Kiper should have retired 25 years ago.
When he said Ryan Leaf would have 10 times the career that Peyton Manning did, and that
the safest prospect, one of the safest prospects you've ever seen.
Yep. And who was the front office guy at the time? Was it Bill Polian?
Yeah.
And he called Bill Polian like an idiot.
I mean, he did turn out to be right, though.
That Bill Polian is an idiot?
Whenever Polian drafted, what's his name? A quarterback. No, he didn't take a quarterback. Are you talking about Kiper? It was like a draft in the 80s or 90s? No? Okay, shut up.
We're talking about the
Shut up, Tommy.
1998.
Oh, never mind. I thought you guys were talking about something else.
All I know is Bill Polian and Mel Kiper have gone at it multiple times.
True.
And don't get me wrong, GMs make mistakes. Like, you're never going to be 100% correct. Look at Steve Keim.
I was about to say, yep.
But he's still got a job. He's still one of the more respected GMs in the league.
Somehow.
How about two potential Hall of Fame GMs in Ozzie Newsome and, I'm drawing a blank, Kevin Colbert? Excellent general managers. Do you know how bad Ozzie's track record is, not only with receivers, but safeties?
Can we talk about how bad Colbert's is?
Dude, I really like Kevin Colbert. Are you about
What?
to shit on him? I love Kevin Colbert.
In what aspect? Drafting?
Yes.
Okay, drafting receivers. Yeah, cool.
No, that's not him. That's like anyone else.
Defensive side of the ball, though? Dude can't draft worth a shit. TJ Watt's the only good defensive first-round pick he's made in the last 7 years.
Let's be honest. He drafted him because his last name was Watt.
Hey,
Probably.
Ted Thompson had one good first-round defensive pick in his tenure.
I swear to God, if you say B.J. Raji, I'm going to lose it.
No,
Hold on, sorry. 2 good first-round picks. And it's actually not BJ Raji.
Thank God. Are you going to say Clay Matthews and HaHa then?
No, haha was not one of his.
Haha, he's gone.
I want to hear. Was Clay Matthews one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin King.
No, he was a second-round pick.
Kevin Johnson.
Jackson?
Idiot.
Josh Jackson?
Kevin
Jackson.
Johnson.
That's a second-round pick.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Kenny Clark.
Oh, okay.
Another guy who made me eat my words.
I didn't like Kenny Clark either.
You're a freaking liar. You got in a fight with me that night that they drafted him. I remember that debate.
I was pissed off we didn't draft Kim Dichie because I thought Kim Dichie was the better prospect over Clark.
Aren't you glad that turned out that
the
way?
better
I
prospect.
watched
He was a better athlete.
I watched Clark's tape, and all I saw was a nose tackle that was getting blown off the ball and tackling a guy 3 to 4 yards down the field. He had 1 or 2, 3 plays that he actually shed a block and got in the backfield. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Nope. You fought me, motherfucker.
Right.
No, ask
underclassmen.
Justin.
Not named.
Underclassmen.
Not named Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
There's a lot, guys. Obvious answer. It's Ed Oliver.
Yep.
It is the man, the myth, the legend.
Quinn Williams.
That's another good one.
Yeah, that's...
In fact, I meant to bring this up earlier, and just really quick. In the national championship game, when that defense was getting, toasted, was there another player not named Quinnen Williams who was playing their heart out on that field?
Nope.
I don't think so. Deontay Thompson, awesome. He wasn't a huge impact.
Yeah, I think Deontay Thompson, if anything, hurt his draft stock in that game significantly.
No, I'll take him at 22 for Baltimore. And kick Eric Whittle to the curb.
Hey,
Really?
you don't like Eric?
I love Eric. Love him. I would love for him to finish out his contract. We need an upgrade.
Different position. TJ Hawkinson. Why do you think he declared?
Love Hawkinson.
Dude's a beast.
You know, my cousin actually played high school against him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He was talking to
I
me on
love
the
how
phone.
that stuff works out.
It was insane. He's like, this dude was a monster. He knows him and texts him and stuff. And he's like, this dude is just a big dude. He looks like a goofy kid. I found a picture of him. Looks like a complete goofball. You got all the shaggy hair, and you would never guess this dude be a monster in the field. But no, he's freaking beast.
He's arguably the better tight end on Iowa.
Yeah,
Noah Fant probably being a first-round pick.
I think he does go first round.
I wouldn't be shocked if Cincinnati took him at 11.
You think both go first round? Really?
2 tight ends first round. That'd be.
Both will be between 25 and 32.
Who would be the teams that take him?
No one heard me. I'm not. I would be shocked if Cincinnati took Noah Fant at 11.
I listened
To replace Eifert?
Would not be shocked.
I listened to you.
Really? You don't think they would try to maybe
listen.
find value and trade down since they know they could get the tight end in the probably the early 20s at the earliest would be?
I don't trust anything the Bengals do.
Nope. They make no sense in their draft strategy.
Question. Was Marvin Lewis the GM too as well as the head coach, or was he just head coach?
He was just head coach, but he pulled a lot of weight in that
It was essentially a lot like a John Gruden situation.
It's kind of what Nick Saban wanted whenever he was with the Dolphins.
Well,
Probably should have happened.
Speaking of Gruden, you heard that he has final say on all personnel decisions.
That's not surprising. Yep. That's why they kicked Reggie McKenzie to the curb.
We talked to him at the Senior Bowl about it.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
He'll be coaching.
He will.
Da-da-da-da.
All right. Biggest sleeper.
Underclassman or?
Yeah, underclassman. Sorry. The biggest underclassman sleeper.
Probably Ed Oliver. He went from the best prospect going into the season to now maybe outside the top 5.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of guys to look at. The biggest project in here, and I'm not big on him, is Calvin Ridley's brother, Riley.
Yeah.
From Georgia. Not a lot of stats to back him up, but a lot of people think that he could be better as a prospect than Calvin.
Really?
Very interesting because, like I said, he wasn't ultra productive. He was a big red zone threat this past year with Jake Fromm.
Yeah, but Calvin was the man coming out.
Calvin was the man.
Calvin.
You got to remember,
Fun fact, he's still 23 too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't understand that.
Calvin played in an offense where he was the only wide receiver.
Yeah, Judy was a freshman and wasn't doing too much. Same with Henry Ruggs, who I love.
Yeah,
sleeper.
You have Ryan Ridley, who is playing a run-heavy offense in Georgia.
Riley, right? Okay. You said another name. I was like, is there another brother?
David Montgomery.
Jokes on you.
From Iowa State. I was actually looking some stuff on him, and the pro comparisons they did, it was like the footwork of Barkley and stuff like that. They got a lot of praise in him, but he's not one of the top running backs
I'm
in this.
excited about Montgomery. Before Jacobs declared, he was arguably RB1 in this class. I've heard a lazy comparison that he's David Johnson because he went to an Iowa school. But Montgomery is a lot of fun.
Can I say mine?
Yes, of course.
Benny Snell.
I was looking at Snell, and I nearly did it.
I did it.
And I passed on Snell.
Yeah,
but I love Benny Snell.
He runs probably harder than any running back I've seen run.
Another guy who should have a legitimate stake at RB1 in this class.
Yeah, he runs like he got his balls cut off and he's trying to find him. So
he's got one in his hand and it's not going anywhere except the end zone.
True. What a wrecking ball, man. Kentucky was really lucky to have him.
Kentucky was a fantastic team.
On
the same team. Only way that Kentucky team would have been better, Bud Dupree.
Oh my God!
It means Darius Smith, right? Zaza. Who's going to get paid?
True.
Hopefully by the Ravens. That's pretty much going to cover underclassmen. Focusing on the Senior Bowl, me and Donnie will have to take a little bit to break down our thoughts, maybe, if time allows. We are at the 35-minute mark. This has been the Pile On podcast, College Football Edition. Guys, this Senior Bowl is very intriguing. There's not really a lot of big-name heavy hitters. But I'll tell you right now that this quarterback class that they've got coming in is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
It's so unpredictable, too.
Everyone's got all the reason in the world to play their heart out and find a way to crack the first round because none of these guys are locks.
I think the only you can say really is a lock if he goes in is Kyler.
Kyler and Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, those are the two locks.
That's it. Daniel Jones.
Remember how we said Drew Lock was like a guaranteed number 1 pick, and then that changed as the year went on. Now he's not even considered. He's to be second day pick.
Well, he is considered a first round pick depending on how the board falls.
Yeah,
I think he's one of those guys that you trade up at the end of the first round just to get that 5th-year option.
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah,
Anyone?
similar like that.
I've seen that comparison.
I can easily see if the Giants took a skill position player to better improve their team, trade up, or the Jacksonville Jaguars, if they don't feel the value's there, trade up at the end of round 1 to get a guy like Locke.
If Jags are smart, they're trading up for Kyler.
If I'm Arizona, I'll take that call. You give me.
They sure to be getting
your
calls.
first this year, your first next year, and your second next year. Deal.
I mean, their offense is going to be terrible anyway with their new offensive coordinator.
Better back off. Just put the. Oh, you know what? He didn't know how to use David Johnson. Well, guess I'm not keeping Fournette.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, might as well.
I had to think about that for a second. Damn it. Just trade him.
On the next episode, we're going to talk about that situation with Arizona, what they do with that first round overall pick.
That'll be interesting, man.
Yeah, so make sure you listen to the NFL edition of the Pylon to Pylon podcast.
And if you already did, thank you.
We're going to upload these at pretty much the same time. So, welcome back or welcome to. Either way. Who are you guys looking at, though, in this Senior Bowl? Because I'm definitely going to be looking at this quarterback group. A lot of guys.
I want to watch the wide receiver group. I'm excited to see the new talents come into the NFL.
I have 5 guys pegged that I'm definitely going to be watching in Mobile. Number 1 is going to be Josh Allen. I want to see if he can elevate himself from potentially number 3 pick to number 1 pick like he actually wants to be. Guys, I kind of think you need to have like an important Senior Bowl to boost your draft stock. Myles Gaskin from Washington.
He needs to do everything he can.
What is he? What is he? He needs to establish himself. He plays running back. He can catch the ball. Does he make that transition to receiver? I don't think he will. I think he's going to stay running back. So, if so, he's going to have to really put in work in Mobile to get his draft stock up. The next one, Daniel Jones, quarterback at Duke. This kid's name's been thrown around a while. I've seen him stick to football. One of their mock drafts had him going at number 12, somewhere around that area. Other mock drafts, maybe. I don't know. Other mock drafts have him somewhere in like the 2nd or 3rd round. Just depends on like who you talk to. 4th guy's gonna be Montez Sweat.
Love him.
Yeah,
Montez.
But I want to see because he's going to be meeting with NFL personnel for what I believe is the first time. Is he going to be able to handle the questions about the off-field character issues? And is he going to be able to perform against top-tier talent? Is he going to be going into the NFL with him? And then the last guy I want to talk about is DeAndre Walker, the outside linebacker for Georgia. I think dude's a phenomenal player. I don't really know where his draft stock is. I haven't seen him a lot in mock drafts, but a solid week in Mobile can really do wonders for him.
There's a lot of defensive backs who can make some money.
Dude,
that's a Penn State guy, Amani. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Neither do I.
I don't even want to try and butcher it. But Amani Yu from Penn State, Chris Boyd is someone who has my attention. He was a baller for Texas this year.
Yeah.
And the cornerback class is kind of weak. He can definitely shoot up boards. I'm really excited for the two of them. Honestly,
I want to see you guys give notes on Greedy Williams. Just see him in person. That'd be awesome.
Well, he won't be at the Senior Bowl.
He's not going to be at the Senior Bowl?
No, he was a true junior.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2 more guys on the offensive line, both of Wisconsin kids. Bo Benchwall and Michael Dieter. Dieter can play anywhere.
Yeah.
Love Dieter.
Dieter was one of the guys we pointed out preseason before the season even started.
Yeah, we just said that entire Alabama offensive line was going to be All-Americans.
I'll say this with must-watches or sleepers. I say just go out and watch the games. Watch the practice. Don't focus on somebody and just see who is a football player.
Right. See, it's funny because a lot of the times you go to watch somebody and then you notice somebody else.
But sometimes you don't notice that person, though, because you're focusing so hard on one player.
True.
Yeah, I'll save that for the positional guys. Brad Kelly can study receivers. I'll leave him to that. I'm going to be looking at the offensive line mainly because, I'm a Ravens fan and we need all the help we can get. Dalton Reisner, another guy I'm going to be looking at.
You really think the Ravens need offensive line help, though?
Did you see the way that the Chargers absolutely dominated us? You got your tackles.
Yeah, they just need some guards.
Yes, and a center. Everything on the interior. Marshall Leonda's not going to play.
A lot of teams need centers this year, too.
Still, man, you guys were the number 1 team running football after Lamar Jackson took over. Like, you were rushing.
That wasn't due to the running backs, really, though. That was more quarterback than anything.
You're running for 250.
Gus Johnson ate on Gus Bus. Don't ever call him Gus Johnson again.
No, a lot of the rushing yards did come from the quarterback.
Edwards, and he is the real bus.
Oh, he's great.
Gus
Yeah.
Bus. Gus Bus.
Anytime I say Gus Bus, I just think of the bench warmers.
Connor brought that up the other day. Oh, I need to make him a nickname for you. Gus Bus. This is going to be a really, really fun Senior Bowl. And we touched on this a little bit. The coaching staffs. Really excited to see John Gruden kind of get hands-on with all these guys.
After all, he makes the decisions.
And call his famous play call.
True. Spider 2-eyed banana.
Spider, 2Y, banana. And now, embarrassing, I can't think of the other coach.
Shanahan for the Niners?
Did
No.
it end up being Shanahan? I don't think it
No.
was. I thought it was two
Oh.
AFCs.
No,
It was Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Spot on. Good for you.
Thank you. I'm getting ready, man.
I'm getting ready.
I guess I need to brush up one more time. So that's all for Senior Bowl. One more thing to close out. We're
got the
coming up on the
sleepers.
40-minute mark. What's that?
Sleepers in the Senior Bowl.
I totally looked right past that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought we were just kind of highlighting all our players to look at.
No, I just go over them really quick, at least mine. Jacoby Myers, receiver for NC State. Circus catches left and right. What a phenomenal dude to watch on film. And then I got to give love to my boy Trace McSorley from Penn State. And yeah, you're funny. Keep laughing. He's going to get drafted.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
We still have that dollar bet.
Yeah, we do. A whole friggin' dollar.
I've heard a lot of good things from Clayton Source, and I'm not sure if he's really considered a sleeper, but this definitely helps him in the Senior Bowl to play well.
Someone I loved coming into this year, Donnie,
Yes.
Jalen Smith
Yeah.
from Louisville. Love him.
Yeah. Dude's got hands.
He can make some serious cash for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already,
Yeah.
I already,
No, you did.
I
You did.
already talked
No, you
about with the sleepers. And
Sorry. No, you did. I just got excited because I saw some.
Are we going to even pay attention to the kickers in the Senior Bowl? Like,
Does anyone?
No.
The hell's a kicker?
I mean, there's a lot of NFL teams that
Chicago will be.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. We'll talk about that also, but there's a lot of a big kicker need in the NFL right now. We haven't seen this in a while.
There are, but like you don't want to waste.
A draft pick.
Draft cap.
Like
on
some
kicker.
teams have done.
Yeah.
What was the Bucks? It was a second round pick they used on a kicker.
Yeah,
Maguire.
Yep,
That's when he was coughing numbnuts.
I can understand.
All right. We all good?
Clear.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the final thing here. 2019 college football predictions. Boys, there is a chance that we go to an 18 playoff. So I want to talk about our top 8 teams. Who wants to start?
We going like round table. We going 8-1. What are we doing?
How about I'm going to start off first team Clemson.
Yes.
Number 1.
So, yeah, I also have Clemson number 1. They're getting a lot of ballers back on that team, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. Freaking Ross and Lawrence. Both were true
Filthy.
freshmen.
Filthy.
Goodbye.
Yep.
I think number 1 consensus is going to be Clemson.
Yep.
We'll go around like that.
Okay.
1-1-1-1. Skyler, Clemson.
Clemson,
Number 2, Bama?
Bama.
Bama.
Yeah.
Definitely Bama.
I don't think the drop off for Bama is going to be significant enough to put any other team over them. So.
Number 3, Georgia.
Yeah, I also have Georgia.
I'm going Ohio State here.
Really?
I
Tell me-
think that Justin Fields is going to be amazing for Michigan, or
Interesting.
excuse me, Ohio State.
You don't think they're going to miss Meyer all that much?
No, because Ryan Day is actually very well respected in that organization,
Yeah.
and they still have a lot of talent on that team.
Hey, so that recruits, man.
Everyone's looking past Chase Young at defensive end. He's an animal,
Yeah.
especially when Nick Bosa went down. And you got J.K. Dobbins is going to be playing with Justin Fields. If Justin Fields can get immediate eligibility, put them in the playoff.
Okay.
Number
Yeah.
4,
Well, who's got those 13?
Sorry, I had Georgia, number 3.
I do Georgia too.
oh, I'm the only Ohio State guy.
I'll
Number
take
4,
Ohio State at 4, though.
Yeah, same here.
I have Oklahoma at number 4.
For Ohio
I'm-
State.
I'm
And
gonna say-
Lincoln, I trust, man.
I'm gonna put Georgia at number 4. So number 5.
Ohio State for me.
Michigan.
UCF.
I just can't buy into Michigan, man.
Did you say UCF?
Yes.
I hate you. You guys are gonna bend my arm here. I can't think of the right term, but
Arizona State.
no, I didn't want to go Oklahoma, but you gotta trust in Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got such a good thing going right now.
It'll be interesting to see who Oklahoma gets, whether it's Jalen Hurts or a guy like Tate Martell.
It's Rattler. Rattler's going to start as a true freshman. I'm calling it now.
There's still room for competition, though, man. I think at this point, I'd rather have a guy like Martell or Hertz over a freshman like Rattler. That's not knocking Rattler. It's just, this kid actually has college experience. But we'll see whenever he gets to Oklahoma what he can do.
I think it's gonna be like the Sean McVay effect for college football. You're gonna start seeing, because Trevor Lawrence went in, Tua went in, freshman years.
Do you think teams should hire just based on looks instead of coaching ability?
I feel like that's the trend.
Think about it, yeah.
It gets more fans.
Yeah, and Sean McVay's a good-looking dude. And somebody pointed out, he's not even like a football coach good-looking. He's a dime in general, man. He'd walk into any room and be
Cliff
like, wow.
Kingsbury is a good-looking man.
Have you seen the side-by-side shots between him and Ryan Gosling?
I saw those years
so
ago.
Funny.
Yep. Dude, we've been all over that. Okay.
5 or 6.
Who was number 4 for everyone again? Wait, we just did 5?
Yeah, we just did 5.
Okay, so to clarify, I had Oklahoma, Donnie.
Ohio State.
UCF.
Michigan.
Right. 6.
At LSU.
LSU.
Oklahoma.
Michigan.
Really?
I love Shea Patterson. He got hot down the stretch, and those 3 receivers that they got are going to be awesome. Tariq Black is healthy. Dominique People-Jones. Can't remember the third guy.
Jim Harbaugh's coaching still.
Yeah, so, they'll come up short at the last second, but hey,
that's why they'll be numbers.
11-1, 12-1.
Yeah, they'll go 10-2. Don't matter.
Exactly. Number 7?
Michigan.
Texas.
Hook Texas is back! Okay, cool. Hook 'em.
Okay. Cool. Welcome.
LSU?
Oh, flip-flop next.
All right, number 8?
I didn't want to do it, but Notre Dame. Notre Dame at number 8.
Bad take is bad. LSU.
Yes, Texas.
I'm going to surprise you guys. Cincinnati.
QB in Texas.
Did you say Cincinnati?
Yeah.
You have 2 non-Power 5 teams in here.
Yes.
Oh, shower.
UCF still's got a lot to prove, and Cincinnati played great last year. So I think they can get in there.
All right.
Right, squeaking at the end.
One last thing then. Who's your champion in 2019?
Clemson.
Clemson until further notice.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap it up, guys. So, once again, everyone, this has been the Pile on podcast. This has been the college football edition of the Pile on podcast, where we love football, hate your opinion. We're proud members of the Pulse Podcast Network and Statement Games, where you make the statements on the games and discover the future of fantasy football at statementgames.com. Signing off. I'm Richard Bradshaw.
I'm Donnie Dren.
Skylar Burkhart.
Austin Frizilko.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next on the NFL podcast, or thank you guys for listening and have a great day.
Have an awesome day.